predict there'll probably be like pockets of people, humans, that start having telepathy with each other, you know? Maybe like groups of people who start having telepathy, and it's kind of like an inner secret, maybe. That's how it could start. Little pods of like humans who are like, who can do it. They go through some sort of process consciously where we've cleared the blockages in us. Fear is a blockage. Look how blocked all those kids from grabbing the book. It's fear. That's a blockage. The blockage stops light from pouring out of you. So really, I'm predicting that the future humankind is definitely more expressive as far as emotions, and basically on a quantum level, we're talking about light. You're expressing more light. More light's coming out of you because consciously you're blocked, which physically blocks the light. Therefore, there is an addictiveness towards the physical, because whatever is causing you to block, fear, addiction, doubt, insecurity, worry, I mean, the list goes on and on. Hatred, anger issues, stops the blocking process, blocks the conscious process, blocks the communication process, so therefore you don't receive, you're not reciprocating, you're unknown to it, there's no consciousness to it, so you're literally blocking something inside you, stopping it from coming out. You could have been those kids that just sat down and didn't grab the book, you know? You could have been, no one could have grabbed the book. If it wasn't for, if you didn't raise your hand, or if you didn't do that, jump over the chairs and grab the book, if you didn't do that, no one would have done it. The whole place would have lost a valuable lesson, you see? And that's kind of what we're dealing with here. That's kind of what's going on here. It's interesting. So, for sure, I predict that the human species will start forming, probably there'll be little like pods of awakened individuals who start to have high emotion communications as far as telepathy and these things become more real. You know, it probably will start happening, like spawning in these little areas around the world where groups of people can do it. It starts growing from there. Could be something like that. Could be a consciousness evolution where people's consciousness becomes so awakened and so heightened that it's almost like an initiation. You have to think a certain way almost, kind of, you know? But it's not like a religion or cult. I'm not saying you gotta think like this. In fact, there's no parameters to your consciousness other than the simple means that there is a truth regarding negative and positive. And if you do negative stuff, it doesn't coalesce into a reality. You know, it doesn't produce. It's the polar. There's a polar opposite reality that occurs if you choose negative. There's a positive one. And yes, you being conscious can focus on one or the other and create your reality depending on bad choices or good choices. But what I'm talking about here, it seems like consciously choosing the good is the ultimate conduit, almost. It's the open connector. It's like the portal to the telephone of God, you know? That's kind of what you're connecting to, in my opinion. What do you think? Think it's possible? Telepathy? Have you ever had any experiences like that? Not necessarily reading each other's minds, but like thinking like of something and then someone saying something.
All the time.
Yeah?
Well, me and my sister mostly. No one else, just my sister.
Like what? What do you mean? What happens?
Like, she'll like just be sitting there and I'll start singing and she'll look at me and she'll be like, oh my gosh, I was thinking the exact same song. And we do it all the time. Or like, I don't know, we just do that.
There you go. So yeah, like that. And that's kind of like, you know, that's an example of it.
But what I don't understand is like when I try, like if we try to do it like that, like if we try to actually read each other's minds, we can't do it. It just happens by accident.
Correct. It's like a natural.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, even though like maybe there is a way to try, and maybe it is what I'm saying. Like there has to be work done emotionally. You're doing work inside. You know what I mean? Like, what is stopping the block between having that pure telepathy? What is it? What's stopping it? Is there doubts? Is there judgments? Is there maybe issues between the two souls? Maybe, there's a reason why you guys war with each other. Maybe there's dislikes between one another. Something to me seems like has to be processed in order to like find that clear communication in your head where you're actually literally talking to the other person. You know what I mean? Maybe there is a way to try, in other words.
I've seen this girl in my class, she did it one time. Like,
Same way?
Did it. Oh, like she said, went up to this other girl and she was like, let me see your hand. And she gave her hand. And she was like, think of a number 1 through 5. And the other girl thought of a number. She's like, okay. And the girl looked at her hand. She like did something, rubbed it. She's like, I said 1 through 5. And she was like, well, what did I choose? She goes, 7. And everyone was like, and she was like, you're right. I did choose 7.
Oh, wow.
I know. I was like, what? I got so scared.
I went to this thing in New York one time. It was out in the woods and near an Indian reservation. It was called Casadega. And there was these psychics who lived there, They actually lived in like a community of houses. And they made us do this, there was like a class we went to where they made us do this exercise where we grabbed a complete stranger. There was a big circle of people, right?
Yeah.
And the lady goes, okay, pick the person to your right, and that's going to be your partner. I mean, you can't know them. Someone random.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to do a reading on each other. Just do it. Just say what comes to your mind. Just start talking, of what comes to your mind.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. And you know what? You talk about the things that come to your mind. Like when I had some lady and I was like, yeah, I see a kitchen. I see a woman. She's older. She's kind of like a grandma figure. She's cooking in the kitchen. I was just like talking shit, because in my mind, when I saw this person that I was talking to, this woman, that's what I saw in my head. You know what I mean? So you're just practicing on someone you don't know. And through that process of being bold, like that girl, it reminds me of what that girl did, because the exercise was to make yourself bold in it. Like, give me your hand, I'm going to read it. And boom, you receive it and you actually do it. And it forces you to be that bold. And that's kind of what that exercise was, you grab the person you don't know and you're going to say, I feel this, I'm getting these thoughts, these images. Is any of it true? You see what I'm saying? And then then she does it to you, or he does it to you, and then you compare what you both said. Well, I do have a grandma, and I was right about the grandma, and she liked to cook. I was right about it. See? So it's kind of like I was right in a way. I was also wrong too. Just a good little exercise to I guess make you lose the fear, which is a blockage. The fear would stop you from expressing. Fear's a motherfucker, I'll tell you that right now. Fear has manipulated my reality many a time. Yep, with relationships, girls. I got afraid of that girl.
Yeah, what happened to her?
Oh man, I don't know,
You don't go to the class anymore?
No.
What happened? What did you do?
Oh my god. I just became super emotional. Like I started having emotions coming out of my heart that were so powerful that it was changing everything. It still is changing me. It's fucked up, man. And it just made me go, okay, all right, a little too much for my own self even. And so I started to get fearful. I started to get really scared. It did the opposite. I didn't love her more powerfully. I got more scared, and I started to run away. But I also felt maybe too that there was reasons why I ran away. I don't know. Maybe her energies are not where they need to be for me. Maybe, so I don't know. It's gonna be an ultimate question mark.
I bet you she's waiting for you to come back.
think so?
I know.
Why would you say some shit like that?
I bet she is. Because why'd you just leave and then like, what? No. You try to get her attention so bad, and then you just disappear.
Oh my
And
god.
I bet she's waiting for you.
Now what? Now you saying that makes me want to go. I
You
mean,
should just go one class and see what happens. One more class.
Jesus Christ. Yep. That was I fell head over heels over that one. Jesus. What's wrong with me? Yeah, I mean, you would think she would, right? You would think she would, but then again, like, maybe she doesn't. There's just not like a single thought that comes towards me in any way. There's that too. You don't think so, huh? You don't feel that at all? You would, wouldn't you? I mean, maybe you weren't interested in a guy, but you would probably think of him too.
Yeah, I like the attention.
You like the attention.
Girls like the attention that guys give them, like, just because they like them. Like, I know I have guys that I don't like, and I still think about them. Like, oh, what is he gonna do today? Or think about it. I don't know. It's weird. But you end up liking them. It's weird. Like, 'cause in the end,
What the freak?
it's weird. Cause like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I know like some guys I used to hate, and then we wound up like making. I don't know. I meet them. And I don't know. It's weird.
That's funny. Why? Because you're thinking about them. That's why. What was it about them that made you think about them? Just their personality, probably, huh?
Yeah, it's just like.
So there's something about their personality that makes you think about them. Well, they got personality. It's good. Yeah, maybe I will then. I don't know.